Good. Pause that. All right, let me start the show. All right, guys, welcome. Welcome today to our whiteboarding event that we have. This is Hispanic Hackers, and make sure everybody's in the right place today. Today we're doing a whiteboarding event. Hopefully you're still in the right place. Um, if anybody in the past we have a survey that we're giving out to everybody to take. If you've filled it out in the past, don't worry about filling it out again. It's the same survey. But this is just basically our way of trying to serve our community the best way we possibly can. It asks questions about your coding skills, your different languages that you work with, things that you'd like to learn more or explore with us, things that we can potentially talk about and share with everybody that will make it worth your while. So there's an English and there's a Spanish version. Um, we can drop those in the chat, Laura, if you can put them in the chat for everybody, so that way they can get to them. So today's event is going to be a whiteboarding session. Like I said, we're not really going to have a speaker. I'm going to go over some notes on whiteboarding and interviewing, so that way to give everybody a little bit of pointers. But it's going to be it's going to be a group event today. Everybody's going to explore their whiteboarding skills. We do have a Slido set up here on the top. Let's see if I can. No. So we have a Slido set up. So if you have questions, you can drop in your questions, and it's anonymous. Nobody will know who you are. So you can feel free to drop those in there. Tim will help us out today with sending those questions out to everybody. You can also drop your questions in the chat if you have them. So the event flow is we're going to break off into 3 breakout rooms. We're going to have 3 interviewers. We'll have Tim, we'll have Laura, and we're going to have Michael. And then potentially Eddie will be coming in. He's running a little bit late today. And we might be able to do a 4th breakout room depending on how many people get to go through the different interviews. So we will then at the very end, we'll reconnect, see what was the best, what was the worst, and, learn from our experience. The topics for today will be like all algorithms and data structures. So anything you would really want to worry about for, a whiteboarding interview. And remember, this is a very safe place. We're all friends here. We're all peers. You're okay. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay. Make them here. Don't make them at the next event, at your actual interview. We want to make sure we thank Capital Factory, who are our sponsors. Right now, they're open, but there's very little traffic there at the moment. We are planning to do some hybrid events coming up pretty soon, though, where we'll do something in person and also through Zoom, so that way people can, if they're comfortable with getting out, they're welcome to. If they want to still stay in, that's also available for them. So we just want to say thank you to Capital Factory. If anybody has questions about them or would like to learn more, reach out to one of us, and we can definitely send you their information and get you using them. So to any newcomers that are here today, do we have anybody that's new here today?
Yeah, I am.
Welcome. Very cool.
Also new.
Awesome.
I'm new as well.
Very cool. I only have like 4 little blocks on my screen, so I hear voices, which is good. That's awesome. So we are Hispanic Hackers. We're a group of software engineers, both software and hardware, with the Hispanic ethnicity. We showcase our knowledge and experience and help to build our professional network and the community's professional network. If you're not Hispanic, that's perfectly fine. You're just going to get an opportunity to meet us and to become part of our community. Eddie Reyes, myself, Laura, and Tim are the current board members on the team. we are we are looking to if anybody is interested in joining in and helping and being part of the board, please feel free to reach out. Let us know. There's no sign up process, anything special. Let us know if you feel like you want to help out and be a part of this. You don't have to necessarily be a coder. You can be someone that can help out with marketing, someone that can help out with design. Doesn't really matter. Anybody that just wants to be involved in the community and help out. That's what we're looking for. So that's we also one of our questionnaires today. Michael is actually helping us out today. So yeah, welcome everybody. We are very much so inclusive and excited to have people help us out. So our goals that we do have are achieving knowledge in the technology space. We have monthly events featuring topics in software and hardware technologies. Our goal is to also focus on developing career opportunities for our members, connecting with companies, supporting diversity and inclusion. We do events like this whiteboarding interview practice 3 to 4 times a year. And we are always willing to help out if you have an interview coming up, and you can reach out to one of us on Slack. More than likely one of the 4 of us will be able to help you, even if it's just like giving you some pointers maybe, or even just doing a mock interview. We can help you with that as well. Our goal is to focus on creating community in the Hispanic community in tech, and just become a safe space for everybody. So before we start, we'd like to take a group photo. So if everybody can turn on their screens so we can see your smiling faces, we'll go ahead and do that photo. And again, if you're not comfortable, you can always leave it blank. You don't have to be there. And whenever Tim's ready, can you do that photo for me, Tim?
Yeah, I'd just like to ask if you can turn off the screen share, and then that will give us
yes,
everybody instead of these little blocks we got in the corner.
Share. Stop. Perfect.
Cool. Nice, beautiful faces. So I'm going to close the chat window here. I'm sure we got everybody. If you would help me as well, just take a quick photo. So when everybody's ready, give the best smile that you got.
1
3,
second.
2.
Let me get my camera thing. Hold on.
Okay, James.
I have like 5 windows open. All right.
All right. We all ready? James?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Going in 3, 2, 1. Cool. Got it.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. Moving along. So, as we were just talking about earlier, Laura has added some new channels to our Slack channel that we have. Laura, if you would like to briefly touch base on them real quick. Oh wait, no, yes. So we're go for it.
Yeah. So I did kind of revamp. Hold on, I'm trying to move everybody to a place where I can see the slide. Okay. So yeah, I kind of revamped all of our channels to include some of the different things that we want to get accomplished at least this year, and just kind of grow our community that way. One of the things we're really trying to focus on this year are planned social events for everyone. So in the era of COVID, we do want to do a lot more outdoor events, hiking, kayaking, biking, just going out to eat. Actually, at the Capitol Factory, there is a rooftop pool that we have access to. Don't get excited, it's really, really small, but it's a really nice view. So we can definitely organize stuff up there. They also have like a vintage game room of sorts. So like there's your ping pong table, but there's like vintage Sega and Nintendo 64 game consoles, and like what's that punching robot game thing?
Rock'em Socket Robots.
Yeah, that thing. So they have that there too. So it's pretty cool. So we do want to do those types of events shortly, and they would be pretty much hybrid events, so that if you can't be there, you can still see what we're up to. And once everybody either gets vaccinated or I don't know, something just COVID just magically goes away, then we can do a lot more in-person events. So some of the channels that stayed were general jobs, just please post any job postings that you hear about. You can just share the link to that specific channel. We have the resume review, which is just there. So exactly that, so that either myself or our partners, they can look at resumes, help you with some feedback. You can also request the mock interview there if you'd like. So we did a social events channel, and then we did a scheduled events channel, which is going to be for events like today, where we just post information for that or signups. We have Good Eats because Austin has amazing food, and I feel like we should all, just like share the knowledge of where all the amazing food is. And then travel and trips is pretty much where we aspire to hopefully be able to travel and where we want to go, and maybe create like travel groups that would want to go, I don't know, camping to the Grand Canyon, or just camping in general, or going to like a trip to the Bahamas, I don't know, going down to Mexico, wherever, going to Disney World, those types of things. So if anyone wants to join and create some groups and stuff, that'd be cool too. And then external events. So here is where I vote for Bahamas. Me too. The external events is basically where our just like different organizations within Austin, like Pro Hispanica and Autumn and Cody B, like if they ever have events that we're either co-organizing or just to bring awareness to what they're doing, because it also strengthens and fortifies our community in here in Austin in tech. We just are going to cross post their events there as well.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you covered them all. Great. Thank you, Laura.
Yep, no problem.
So just something that we're doing this year that's a little bit different is we're doing demo nights this year. So next month's event is going to be called Demo Night. It'll be the same day of the month, the fourth Tuesday of the month, from 7 to 9 p.m. This might be a hybrid event or an in-person event. We're going to see what we can do. The very least, we will be on Zoom, so we'll be able to do this remotely, so everybody's as comfortable as possible. So at this event, what we're going to do is everybody's going to have a chance to bring something that they've been working on at home, or like a passion project, something that they want to show off to the world. It doesn't necessarily have to be a complete project. It can be something you're working on. It can be an idea. But the gist of it is we just want to give people the ability to show off some of the stuff they've been working on, and be excited about it, and let us be excited about it for you. Also, if you have questions on something, let's say you've been working on the same thing for 2 weeks, maybe we can help you to get unstuck. So keep that in mind. The event has already been opened up already, so feel free to sign up, and the more the merrier. All right. So how to find us at a taco truck, at the Capital Factory, or at the river, of course. You can check us out at our HispanicHackers.com. You can join our Slack. You can find us on Meetup. You can find us. We have our LinkedIn account, our group. You're welcome to find us there. We're on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook as well. Or if you reach out to the Capital Factory directly, there's a way to find us that way as well. We have these QR codes that you'll see on all of our slides also, that will get you to our Slack channel and into our Meetup page. So you can reach us that way as well.
And before you leave that slide,
Yes.
we are coming up with a TikTok and an Instagram soon. So those are in the works because we're, trying to be down with the cool kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it's like this, right? I don't even know. I'm not good at
Oh my
that.
God, we need to come up with like a Hispanic Hackers challenge or something.
Oh no. Absolutely. All right. All right. So preparing for the coding interview. This is we're gonna get into it, guys. So interviewing is hard. I will tell you, it is hard. Uh, there's you have large companies and you have small companies. Large companies has many applicants. There's limited roles. They have a weed out process for the weed out process. At small companies, they have limited applications, limited roles, and they want to be just like large companies. So how do you combat all that? So one thing that people do as far as interviews go is they give you a take-home problem, which can be something like build a widget that does this, or make a video that does that, or whatever. Or here's use our software to build something. The other one is the infamous spontaneous coding challenge, which is what we're going to be doing here tonight. So they give you a whiteboard back in the time of meeting people in person, uh, or they'll give you a REPL or something similar to that, and they're going to give you a challenge. They're going to say, "Now let's see how you solve this. Talk through it." So those are the two normally main ways of doing a coding challenge or doing a interview process that a lot of us developers are facing when it comes to looking for work. What are some of the things you deal with? I know for me, there's a little bit of anxiety involved in it. I'm not the best test taker, but I can get the job done. Well, how do you work around that? You practice, 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 practice. So that's what we're doing here today. It's important to practice. I can share this. This is a really good PDF that has information about how to reduce stress. Back. Now I'll share this in the chat. This is talking about ways to reduce stress and how it impacts your technical interview. So it's a good article, about 12 pages long. If you have the time to read it, it's really cool. Definitely worth the read. Let me drop that in the chat real quick. Okay. All right. So how do you prepare? Well, think about it like this. It's a performance. You are here to perform, and you're here to show how you would think about, or how you would go about solving a problem. At the end of the day, this is not going to be your day to day. This is, it's kind of a barbaric way of doing things. I feel, but it is, it's part of the struggle. It's part of the, I guess, the hazing, I guess you can say, of being a developer. It's, can you solve these different questions? Can you solve this stuff? And how do you go about thinking about it? How do you go about working on solving a problem? And at the end of the day, you don't always necessarily have to solve the problem to get that job. Really, what the interviewer is looking for is just your way of working through a situation. Did you take the time to break it down into small pieces? Did you take the time to work through it as pseudocode? And then what is your process like for actually writing it out? And all that experience comes with that practice, 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 guys. That's the only way you're gonna get better at it. There's some tools that you can take advantage of. One is called Lead Code. Another one is called interviewing.io. And then us here today. And yeah, there's lots of different tools that you can use out there on the web that will help you. And always feel free to reach out to us. We can help with spontaneous whiteboarding interviews, with notice, of course. Give us a few days. We do this also here once, like I said, every 3 to 4 months. But there's other tools, like I said, that you can use to grow your knowledge and skills. So things to think about during your interview session. Always be talking. Silence will kill you. You know, there's nothing more awkward than it just being quiet in the room and nobody else talking, and you have to like think about what to say. No, you know, talk through it. Hey, even if all you're doing is, you know, necessarily repeating the question again, and maybe taking notes while you're doing it, always be talking, because it also shows that you're thinking about it as well. Um, Confirm understanding of the problem. Just so what does that mean? That means make sure that you ask a bunch of questions. Ask questions till you know you kill that dead horse. You know, there's no such thing as a dumb question here. The more you ask, the more they'll be able to tell you, until you're 100% comfortable and confident that you know all the things that are going to be on that you need to use to solve that problem. There's a tool you can use called OICE, and you're looking for your outputs, your inputs, your constraints, your exceptions and errors. Um, when you're thinking about it, these are the questions you'd want to ask. You know, what are my inputs? What are my outputs? What are the different things that you need to accomplish, or what are some of the things that are constraining you? You know, what is it going to be, an error message? You know, you want to think about all these things and ask these questions to people, to your interviewer, so that way you know all of the stuff about it. So there's different concepts that can be, on interviews, whiteboarding interviews. One of them is called a hash table. Another one is dealing with recursion. There's always that big O notation, doing trees and doing dynamic programming. All of this looks scary to me, but it can be done. That's what we're here to do today, guys. So just remember, we want to reduce anxiety, practice in a simulated environment, which we're doing right now, adopt problem solving framework, think out loud, silence is deadly, always be talking. Another thing to think about is explain the problem back to the interviewer to make sure you know exactly what you're trying to solve for. Don't dive into the code first, and know the concepts. All right. So that's all we have for our class today, guys. We're going to go ahead and break up into different rooms. Does anybody have any questions? I see there's some chats that are going on right now.
So we were talking about, for the experienced developers in the room, like what resources they can share outside of just doing this practice. But like sites like LeetCode and HackerRank, and then the cracking the code interview is instrumental to be successful, I think, at a coding interview.
Absolutely. There's so many resources out there. You never know. There's also a lot of free tools out there. Like I use this one called Wes Bose. He's a JavaScript developer. And he has free classes. I love him. He does good stuff. But yeah, there's lots of different tools out there that you can use. Absolutely. Any other questions, guys, before we get started? No? Okay. So today we're going to be using REPL. So each one of our interviewers are going to be using a REPL or something similar. And the way it works is they're going to have their question up here, and they will share their screen, and then they'll share the link to the page, and the interviewee will be able to live code, and it'll display so that the interviewee can, you know, type all their information out, and then they can hit run, and we'll see how it works, and then we'll be able to talk to it together, guys. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and then we'll go ahead and break out into breakout rooms. I need to stop sharing.